Ace Jack against Monster Hands. Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm replaying another private live cash game hand example. Doing so I decide to use my almost up-to-date iPad Air. That's it, enough talking. Let's start with this very amazing hand. I'm located at the 8-player table in the small blind position and receive the hand Ace Jack offsuit. After enabling the cards in Spades Advisor, the up shows me that the hand offers with 55% more than a coin flip to improve or remain the winning hand after drawing the upcoming flop. This is enough against a single opponent here at the beginning of the hand. Steven, starting from the first position, lays down his cards. Thereafter, Theo makes an early position raise to $3, what's 3 times the big blind. He's acting from under the gun +1. Afterwards, Martin mocks his hand. Next to decide is Remo, and he makes the call from the hijack. After that, Boris folds his holding. Chamber folds his hand too. Since Theo and Remo are both skilled and rather tight players, it's likely they both use a solid hand. Nevertheless, Remo is currently the chip leader and has been involved more often the last few hands. Therefore, he could also be calling in an attempt to steal on a later street. In contrast, Theo has been watching the game for quite a while now, without playing. This observation, combined with his early position raise, leads to the conclusion that it isn't granted to possess the best ranked starting hand in numerous times. Theo could be playing any pocket pair or even worse, a hand which clearly dominates Ace-Jack. After enabling the tight profile and setting up 2 opponents, the up shows that Ace-Jack does offer enough value to make this $3 call. The equity of winning the flop is given with 36%. This implies that in more than a third of all tryouts, this hand is the favorite after drawing the first 3 community cards. That's fine. Next I'm presenting you some example hands for Nick and Theo. This happens by touching the enabled playing profile in the bottom of the screen. They are displayed in the bottom right sides attached to the table above the playing profiles. This way you are going to learn more about the opponent's hand range. So now check out the provided sample here in Spades Advisor. Here the stronger hand is Ace-8, followed by the weaker hand King 10. It's time to draw some more hand examples. The stronger one Ace-10 suited, the weaker King-Jack. Ace-Jack and King-8 suited, 6s and King-10, Ace-King suited and Ace-5 suited, pocket 5s and King-Queen suited, and the last one Ace-6 suited and King-9. As a result of this provided overview, I finally call the bet. Nick, the shortest stack all around the table, bets $9. That's an aggressive re-raise of 3 times the submitted bet from Theo. Accordingly, I define to run against 3 players. When having 3 opponents using the tight profile, it's very often the case that the one with the strongest hand has already received a strong or top hand candidate. Now we validate this statement by drawing another couple of starting hands for the opponents in play. Here the strongest is pocket raise. In the middle of the pack is King-Jack and the weakest is Ace-Deuce. Ace-Queen, Ace-8 and King-Jack. Kings, Ace-Jack and Ace-4. Aces, ace king suited and trace, trace, ace tray suited and king 9, ace 9, ace 6 and king queen, and the last one, ace 6 suited, king queen and king 9. Seem to be based on the few examples not very interesting anymore to take such a high risk. But the question what game decision Theo and Remo are making hasn't been answered yet. Most likely is that both decide it's time to give up. This would result in a heads-up spot, me versus Nick. Because I believe Nick certainly has the goods, I choose the top playing profile instead. This altered reality creates the equity of 24% to win the next street of the game. This possible development can't be worth the call. Most importantly here is the conclusion that the hand would run against only one player instead of 3. Next I give you some more example starting hands. Here the first one is pocket 6s, 9s, jacks, kings, ace queen, ace jack, ace queen again, and kings. And the last one, ace jack. Also thinkable is that only one of them finally makes the call. For 2 remaining opponents, the strong profile offers hands which are mirroring the experienced action quite well. Against 2 opponents using strong hands, this results in the equity of 22% to win the flop. This can't be profitable either, but it's a marginal improvement. Again, it's time to overview the opponent's starting hands. Here the first example is ace 10 and deuces, ace king suited and ace 10, queens and ace 9, 9s and ace 8, 9s and ace king, kings and ace 10, ace 9 suited and ace 8, trace and ace 8, 9s and ace king suited, and the last one, ace queen and pocket 5s. Now I move on with the hand to show you what really happens. After Nick's big raise, Theo makes a flat call. Afterwards, Remo goes even a step further and he makes an impressive re-raise to $18. This is the first massive bet in here, which is a bet that has to be at least 10 times the big blind. For most comparable game situations during cash games, when having someone responsible using such a large bet, it clearly indicates that the bettor owns a top hand. For multi-way pots like this, with massive pre-flop aggression of at least 3 opponents, the best fitting profile is strong. When increasing the amount of opponents to run against to 3, Spades Advisor returns the equity of 15%. This situation is currently a really awkward spot for ace-jack. What are the strong or top hands which are expected to occur in this hand? Now I draw again some more hand samples, ace-jack, trace and ace-8, aces, pocket 9s and 8s, ace-king, pocket 5s and ace-9, 10s, ace-king suited and 7s, queens, ace-queen and ace-10, 9s, 8s and 5s, trace, ace-9, ace-8 and the last one, 8s, sixes and ace-10 suited. Exactly now comes the moment of truth, and thanks to Spades Advisor the game decision becomes very clear. Fold the hands. Don't gamble it up and become an observer of the stunning action. Even now, after folding the hand, it remains beneficial to use Spades Advisor to follow the hand's curse. The next remaining player, Nick, bets $17 and declares himself as all in. Because my own stack is much larger and there's another big stack, I don't enable all in Spades Advisor. The last player who is involved, Theo, also makes the call. The action goes on three-handed. The flop displays 2, 10, 6 rainbow. This decreases my chance to 4%. Currently, the hand is clearly the underdog with its low equity. The action goes on with a check from Theo. Subsequently, Remo does also check. The turn is the ace of hearts. I would have hit the ace, but many possible hands, which are superior to mine, got there too. Nevertheless, the equity rises to 29%. Even after this improvement, it remains a bad spot. Theo shows weakness and checks again. That's what Remo might be thinking too, while he pushes his cash to the middle and declares an all-in statement. Theo makes the call with his remaining stack of $11. He's also all in and plays for his stack. Now it's showdown time. Remo shows ace-queen offsuit. After that, Nick flips over kings. And last but not least, Theo shows ace-10 offsuit, the favorite starting hand in here. The river is the 8 of diamonds. It finalizes the hand. Besides that, Remo gets most of his money returned to only call the $11 all-in bets. And the winner is Theo. Theo's starting stack increases plus $49. That's it. Thanks for your attention and have fun!